little homeward bound.
That was?
Paul Simon and Sabrina Carpenter opened up SNL 50 with that last night. It was quite the performance. We'll do a little SNL 50 recap. We'll do a quick little discussion, give you the highlights, the overview, some of the things that I really appreciated about it. We had another plane crash. Frankie C, unbelievable plane crash.
What the hell, man?
Oh, I will say this. We don't have to tease this. Nobody died, which is amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, because the plane wound up upside down on the runway. So, as of right now, nobody has died. Gabby Petito, there's a new documentary hitting Netflix today. I'm going to give you some spoilers, give you some of the revelations. So in case you want to know what's happening and you don't want to sit through these documentaries, stay tuned for that portion. This wild theory about Brigitte Macron coming from Candace Owens and the Daily Mail and a few other outlets is...
First of all, wait.
Wild.
If it's coming from Candace Owens, you don't have to believe it. It's probably bullshit, is what I'm saying.
It's not just coming from Candace Owens.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we're in this weird place where normally I would really agree with you. But there's some interesting things that I think you should hear and you should hear. So stick around for that. Plus, I'm obsessed, Frankie C, with this social media account called Subway Takes that I want to just share with everybody. And Aaron C will be here back-to-back episodes with Game Time. Oh my God.
Isn't that something?
We don't deserve it. We don't deserve her. You definitely don't deserve her.
I definitely don't. But she's the best.
All that and more on this episode. Just joking around with Frank that he should. I go, you got to marry this girl.
Yeah, thinking about it. I might pop the question.
You should really commit to her. I'd really love to see you. I know I was at your first wedding to her, but I don't know if your heart was in it. I'd really like you to mean it this time, you know?
I feel like every 10 years we should just have another wedding. I'm into that. We haven't been to a wedding in a while. It's been a while.
Thank God.
You don't like weddings?
No, did not like that. I mean, after a while, when we're on our 7th one, I was just like, okay.
It's a party, though. It's a fun party. You know, I like seeing everybody, the food, the music. It's a fun time.
Yeah. I just want you to shut up right now, because if my wife hears this, she's been trying to get us on a renew this thing every 10 years thing. So if she finds out that you're on board, then I'm really screwed. There's just no way.
There you are.
Oh my God. Look at that spry young gentleman. Not a gray hair in sight.
That is at Aaron and my wedding, walking up the aisle.
Oh my gosh. Look at that face. Holy shit. Have I aged? Oh my
God. All right.
Who is that? I thought I walked the aisle by myself. Who is that? Looks like there's a person there.
There's a person there that you always forget.
You got to fill me in on that. That's interesting. I could have sworn I was paying attention in that moment, walking down by myself, but maybe I had that wrong. I don't know.
Well, I mean, your attention was focused on you.
I can't stand to look at photos of myself from 10 years ago. It's just I've aged 40 years. I can't look at
photos of you now.
I really feel like I aged 40 years in the last 10 years. It's disgusting. It's really disgusting.
It just creeps up on you, doesn't it?
No, I hate it so much, Frank. I hate it so much. I really, really do. All right. Delta Airlines, Frankie C. Photos everywhere, obviously. Big story of the day today. It's been weird. We've been in, the crash between the helicopter and the plane in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
I feel like we've just been on this since 2025 started. It's been a little shaky in the airways these days. This is a flight that was coming from landing in Toronto Pearson Airport up there in Toronto, coming from the Midwest, one of those small little aircraft, and it was flight 4819, crash landed on Toronto Pearson's runway earlier this afternoon. Plane wound up upside down on fire. Rescue workers on the scene immediately were able to put the fire out very, very quickly. They were also able to get everybody out. From what I understand, earlier reports, first of all, no reports of any deaths. Earlier reports had anywhere from 3 to 5 people critically injured, including a child. The CEO of the Pearson Toronto Airport just did a press conference moments ago and didn't confirm or deny that. Just said that everybody was accounted for and everybody was taken off the plane. So I don't know the full status of everybody, but nobody.
Do they know what happened?
They do not know what happened. I mean, it's safe to assume, because for people who are unaware of this right now, in the Northeast, the wind right now is so out of control.
Last couple of days, yeah, it's been whipping around out there. I'm sitting here in my living room and I could hear it on the side of my house. Just, it's like there's a tornado outside.
Yeah, there was such a gust earlier today because I was in the studio all day today. There was such a gust earlier today that I literally put my hands on the desk and was like, I gotta go. I look out the window because I was just like, it just felt like something was going to be broken or parts of the roof were going to be. It was so loud. It was unbelievable.
It's crazy winds. Yeah. So that could have been part of it, I'm sure. It's a small, you said it's a small passenger plane or only a few people, like a private jet kind of thing?
A little bigger than that, like a 75 passenger kind of a plane. I think there were 75 people on board or close to 75 people on board.
It's a big plane, but it's not your standard, commercial airliner. It's probably one of those, like a puddle hopper kind of a thing.
Yeah, and what's interesting is I was it was coming from Minneapolis going to Toronto. So quick little run. Not too long of a flight there. It's operated by a smaller airline too, which is weird. I think we're learning this a lot now, that just because the plane has Delta on the side or whatever, American Airlines doesn't necessarily Delta pilots or American Airlines. It could be run by other airlines, which is a little bit of a strange. Like, I don't know why that is. Doesn't that feel like a little weird? Like, I don't know if Delta pilots or American Airlines pilots or South or whatever are better pilots than unknown airline pilots, but it seems like there's a lot of little unknown airlines that are just operating these bigger.
Yeah, I feel like they should all have to pass the same test. If you're, if you're operating a 747 for Delta, you should also, for whatever airline, you should also have to operate it for the big, Delta's a big airline though, isn't that that's a
massive?
Big, so what are you saying? Like, what this isn't just some pilot that they got. This is a Delta pilot, right?
It's the airline. The flight was operated by one of Delta's subsidiaries, Endeavor Air. I think it was the same thing in the American Airlines plane that crashed in DC. I think that was a smaller, which I don't know how that works. I don't know if it's like Endeavor Air is this little airline in business and they have their little pilots, but nobody's going to book an Endeavor Air flight, so they just go under the Delta banner. They paint the plane. I don't know how it all works. It just feels weird and disjointed to me.
I don't know either, but what they should do is fire a lot more people in the airline industry. I mean, I don't understand what the hell's going on. I don't want to go down the political road. What all I'm saying is, over the last, since Trump's taken office, he's fired hundreds of people in the FAA and in these air traffic control and all this stuff. And we've had how many plane crashes all of a sudden? It's like we haven't had plane crashes in years, and all of a sudden there's like 5 or 6 of them in the last few weeks.
What's so strange to me is I found out about this from one of the passengers on the flight. Like, she immediately posted this on social media and beat every news network. I saw it on TikTok immediately from let me see here. I'm partially lying. It was reposted by the Daily Mail. So I guess they picked up this passenger's Twitter. Here, let me show you.
So the passenger, what? When did she or this? When did this passenger tweet? Like on the
Immediately
plane?
on the plane
As it was going down.
Not as it was going down, once it was on the ground. So the CEO of Pearson, when she did her press, she didn't take any questions. Nobody is saying how this thing wound up upside down. We started saying about the wind. One can only assume that between an icy runway and a windy condition, that maybe they came down in a little wind or something. Who knows? Caught the plane.
Maybe an engine. Maybe one engine went out. Who knows? I have no idea what causes the plane to turn upside down. Well, there was a movie. I feel like Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington. Yeah.
For some reason, the only way to land the plane was upside down. I don't know why that was.
Because the elevator, that's the whenever when you look at the tail of a plane, there's like a little set of wings up there. There's an elevator up there. So in that particular instance, the elevator was down and was causing the plane to nosedive. So the only way, normally you would reverse that, so that it would help the plane go up, because as the air hits it, it would push the air down. It lifts the plane up, right? So they were the other way. So the only way he could stay out of the nosedive was to invert the plane so that the elevator was then pushing the plane upwards. So that's why he did that. Yeah, because that was stuck in its position. So there's nothing, it'll just point you straight down, which is what happened to them. And so until he was able to invert the plane and pick it up again and be upside down, that's what kept that.
Was that a true story?
I don't believe so. I don't really know.
Maybe that's what happened here. Maybe the only way to get the plane on the ground was to flip it. I don't know. I have no idea why.
Yeah, it doesn't appear, just by looking at it, it doesn't appear that it landed that way. Because even in the Denzel Washington movie, he flips it over he takes it all the way down within 100 feet of the ground, and then he flips it over so that it lands on its belly.
Wouldn't slowing the plane down also bring it down to the ground?
It would, but then you're dropping, and you could even wind up in a bad spin if you don't have enough speed going forward.
Yeah, I'm no pilot, so I'll take your word for that. I have no idea.
Let me tell you something too. That's a great.
I saw the movie. It was great, and I don't remember most of it.
Oh, it's so good. I rewatched it a couple of months ago. I don't know why. John Goodman is in that movie for 47 seconds, and his character is so good in that whole film. It really.
He always brings it.
Yeah, he's so goddamn good, John Goodman. Anyway, so it appears that this landed regular, might have even landed with tires, on ground. We don't really know. Nobody's commenting on it, and we haven't seen any footage of it, which is kind of amazing because it exists out there. Somebody's got it somewhere, but it's
not technically a crash if it landed fine.
No, it's a crash. They're considering it a crash. Yeah, they're considering it a crash. I don't know what.
Okay, so then it probably didn't land on its wheels then. If it did, there was a problem and something broke or whatever. Because I feel like if it landed on its wheels, that's just an emergency landing. A crash would be a crash. I'm assuming.
I think they consider it a crash if they have to get emergency services down to the
emergency landing. All right, I would say emergency landing if it didn't. If there wasn't a big problem.
This is how I found out about it from.
I was just in a plane crash. Oh my god!
This boy, it's so weird to me. Like a Private Jets Club on Twitter is her Twitter. Private Jets Club. Like she's trapped upside down in the plane, and her first instinct is to grab the phone.
I gotta tweet this.
And start tweeting, and then the poor thing is outside, and look at her reaction.
I was just in a plane crash. Oh my god!
Like she's obviously shaken up. She's obviously gone through a whole huge ordeal, but she's on her phone, just like
And there's more to that video. This is just the retweet from the news or something.
Yeah,
but I'm sure she went on about what happened, right? I mean, I would imagine that she didn't say what happened.
That was really it. That was the crux of it. I mean, I'm sure she's been tweeting since then, but that was the first thing that I saw that was kind of like, oh, this just happened. Yeah.
Rhonda in the chat is saying He said yes, wheels, and skidded to side and flipped.
That sounds about right. Because I mean, with the wind coming in as crazy as it's been, I mean, you could just totally see that.
It didn't look upside down in that video, right? I don't. I mean, it looked like it was on its belly, maybe, but maybe
Oh
I couldn't
no.
tell.
Yeah, sorry.
Was it upside down?
I'll walk it back
It
there.
looked upside down when she was strapped in from the inside, but on the ground.
Yeah. See?
Is
The
that
wheel-
upside? Yeah, the wheel. Okay,
the
I
wheel's
got
up there. Yeah.
you. Yep, totally upside down. Was the
Yep.
wing still on there?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, right? I don't know if the wings kind of broke. It looks like the wings broke off a little.
All right, so yeah, that's a crack.
Oh my God.
Poor thing. She's like, oh, you feel so bad for her, but at the same time, you're like, what is it in us now? It's like a new. It's almost like humans got a reboot at some point a few years ago, where we're like, as soon as we panic, we have to grab our phones and immediately start documenting.
Well, I don't know if it's a documenting instinct or if it's like when you're on your way to someone's house and you pass by a car accident, you not pull over, but you slow down
Yeah.
to see what happened, because one, you're not going to get out and, if there's police and everything there, you're probably not going to do anything unless you can help. But you get to your destination so you could give all the detail you can give. I think it's more of a, not FOMO, but more of a look what happened kind of I want to spread the storytelling kind of a thing.
Maybe.
Not so much of a story documenting thing, but more of a I got a story for you kind of an impulse.
Yeah, because I feel that too, especially with accidents. I will video or film a video or snap an accident because I feel like nobody's going to believe me, or I'm going to.
Who wouldn't believe that there was an accident? I would, someone said, if you came over my house and you said on the way here there was an accident, we passed by, it was 4 cars, it was crazy. Why would I not believe that?
I don't know. I have this fear, like you're either not going to believe me, or I'm going to fail to explain what it was like, and then your vision of it is not going to be what actually happened.
Plus, if you have some kind of like video of it, it's like, oh, you want to see? Look at this. If there's like some sort of I don't know what gratification there is. Do you know what I mean? Though, like if you witness something and you want to tell someone about it, it's not enough just to be able to say, I saw this happen. That's why everybody, when they go to concerts, everybody's got their phone out. Are they ever going to watch the whole concert on their phone again? Probably not. But for some reason, they have to capture the whole. Look how close I was, and look. It's like I don't know, like a look what happened to me kind of a thing. I'm not saying this woman isn't justified. This woman has every right to be like, look at what happened to me.
It's built in all of us, I think. Yeah. I think these things are built in.
How often do you can say I survived a plane crash? That's, I feel like, rare, right? I mean, if there's a plane crash, your odds are not great. But this is a miracle that everybody was all right. Brag away. Get on every social media you can and be like, hey, look at me. I survived this freaking plane crash. Holy crap.
Yeah. Well, you know what the other weird thing too is I forget things now. Like I feel like as we've gotten into our 40s, like you just brought up the concert thing. The last Dave Matthews show I went to last summer, I like needed to get a recording of it because as much as I remember it, like to be able to watch clips on YouTube and listen to it and shit like that just kind of like backs up the memory. Because how many times do you remember something and then you go look at it and it was a little bit different than what actually happened?
Well, that's literally everything. I mean, you can't remember and document literally everything that happens in your life. I mean, I've been to concerts. I don't think I've ever taken footage. I've never taken footage. I can say that. I've never taken footage of a concert. I've taken maybe a photo of how far I was from the stage. Oh, look how close. But I've never filmed.
And I did 10.
I don't think I've ever filmed anything, any performance.
Yeah, I can't do it like how.
Sorry, Frank, I got breaking news here. We got my daughter has done 10. What'd you do? 10 jump ropes? Yeah. You see Uncle?
All right.
You want to do it? Go ahead.
1, 2,
All right. Good job. See, okay. All right.
All right. Good job.
Good job.
I did. I did 9.
You did 9 and then you made it to 10? That's my girl. Give me 5.
No, it's because I'll talk more.
All right. Let me finish talking to Uncle Frankie and then I'll come down in a little bit, okay?
I did 6, then I did 4, and then I did
6, 4, and then 10? Oh my God. He's super proud of you. Uncle Frankie said, good job. Nice job.
Way to go. You can't do that many.
No, I can't even do 3. I couldn't string 3 together.
Well, let's see if I can figure this out. Your wife has your son and they're out somewhere. Your daughter is downstairs.
No, they all just got home and I ordered jump ropes for her because all weekend she was just like, I need a jump rope. I need a jump rope. So she was making jump ropes out of household items. And then,
to do that. Remember the long telephone cords?
Yes.
When your phones had telephone cords?
Yeah, I do.
That was a jump rope back in the day.
So anyway, I ordered them for her and they just got home and she must have just pulled the packaging from outside. So sorry, everybody.
Very nice.
Little jump rope interlude there. Anyway, I'm sorry. Liberty Twitcher had a thing here. True story. 2 weeks ago tomorrow, I was on a plane that lost cabin pressure. Masks dropped. We were all losing consciousness.
Whoa.
Plane drove fast to get oxygen level air, and we made an emergency landing. Yes, that happened.
Oh, man.
Everyone on the plane grabbed their phone to text goodbye messages to their family, but Wi-Fi wasn't working, so a lot of good that would be. Oh, could you imagine?
Oh, that's scary as hell.
That is very.
I'm sorry you went through that. That is nuts.
Yes. Yeah. I'm glad you lived to tell about that, Liberty Twitcher.
Yeah, that is.
That's got gives me 9/11 vibes. Going to grab the phone, talking to people you love. Oof, scary.
Yeah. I wonder. I mean, Liberty Twitcher, let us know if they said. I know it lost pressure, but what happened? Did like the door open, the window blow out? What made the cabin lose pressure like that? I wonder, what goes wrong.
Yeah. Heck, who knows? It could have been whatever. When I went to go fly down for, look, he said, still don't know.
Still don't know.
When I went to go fly down for my father, they were like, we got to reboot the computer. They were just like, we were just sitting there. It's like, we got to reboot the computer. And like,
you try turning the plane off and on?
Like, what was the problem? And then that fixed it. And they were like, all right, we're good. I'm like, sure you don't want to have somebody like, just hit something and check, like,
Not a fan of that.
I don't know. It's a strange thing. Frankie C. Gabby Petito, we obviously followed this story quite a bit when it was ongoing. Netflix, interesting that they chose to drop a new documentary series on this because you feel like this was like taken on from every single angle. What new thing are they going to bring to the story?
Yeah, I feel like we almost got, just from the reports and everything, I feel like we got 95% of the story, I would think. But
yeah,
there's a whole documentary out there. Let's see what this is about.
Well, they were able to squeak out something new that we've never heard before, and it's this little nugget that Gabby Petito's ex-boyfriend was in communication with her while she was on this trip with Brian Laundrie. And his name was Jackson. And so they spoke because she was in an area where the town was called Jackson. So she like reached out to him and was like, thought of you when I saw this, blah, 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 reconnects with him. And then just a few days before she was indeed murdered by Brian Laundrie, she told Jackson that she thought that she was in trouble with him. And she was coming up with a plan to leave him. She was going to do it. She was going to just try and figure out when. But she was basically it's not going well. And, we're fighting all the time. And Jackson says in the documentary, and I'm quoting here, he thought it was a cry for help. Jackson recalls saying, quote, Petito telling him, quote, I have a plan. I think I want to leave him. I'm going to do it. I have to figure out when to do it. Jackson says, from the sound of her voice and the way she was saying it, I think she wasn't sure of what he would do or what he could do. Petito texted her ex-boyfriend again on August 27th when she and Laundrie were in Jackson, Wyoming, to say that the town's name reminded her of him. And then on August 27th, there was a text message on August 27th that shed light on a fight Laundrie was seen having with workers at a Mexican restaurant, a Tex-Mex restaurant in Jackson, which was thought to be the catalyst for Laundrie's rage just hours before Petito's murder. Text show the argument he was seen having with an employee stemmed from Petito claiming the food had made her sick. Witnesses told Fox they believed Laundrie was arguing with the restaurant staff about money that he left and returned 4 separate times. But Petito was last seen alive later on that afternoon on surveillance footage at a nearby Whole Foods market. Not long after that, in Moab, Utah, Petito had that encounter with the police officers. And then it would be a couple of days later where he eventually wound up strangling her and admitting to that far after.
God.
Yeah, so she did not have a good feeling about all of this and admitted it so much into text messages to this ex-boyfriend Jackson. So he was kind of away. Could you imagine being this kid and now you got to carry that with you, that your ex was out to you?
Yeah, and there was I'm sure he's going through the if I only did something, stuff in his mind. But as I guess he didn't. Who thinks that something like that would happen? He's gonna, that's tough. That's tough to live with. But he shouldn't. The person to blame here is Brian Laundrie. That's my point. He's the guy that is to blame for all of this. So, what can you? It's hard to think about, but. The one responsible, you have to blame, put the blame where it belongs on the guy who did this.
Yeah, that's what you got to tell. That's what you got to tell this, that kid. But I mean, I can't imagine that's got to shake you for a while.
I'm sure. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's fucked up, right? All right. This Candace Owens Brigitte Macron thing.
Okay. What do we got?
So the rumors are that Brigitte Macron is transgender, I guess. Brigitte Macron, I should say, was born a man.
That's the rumor.
That's the rumor. But you got to hear Candace Owens talking about this, because it is like, I think at one point she said months ago she would stake her professional life on it.
Well, here's my opinion. Before you say, who cares? Like that has no bearing on your. It's like, why? That's like, it should be the equivalent of saying she's a woman. She's a cis woman. It's like it should have that level of okay.
Well, no, I don't think the problem is that she's trans. I don't think anybody gives a shit. It's the problem. The problem is that they're not forthcoming about it, and they want.
They don't have to business. Nobody's business.
Well, let me give you let me give you all the rumors. These are the rumors as to why, because they're having trouble locating any photos or any sort of evidence of her as a child. This is what This is what the rumors are. Now, there's a family portrait of her family, and there's a little boy, Jean Michael, who mysteriously disappeared. So this is the assumption that John Michael became Brigitte at some point, but they don't know there's no explanation behind the mystery of the little boy just going missing.
I mean, this feels like this is like pulling threads out of pulling in things just to fit someone's story. Like, all right, here's my idea, and let's pull in stuff to prove it. It's like, there was a person missing. Well, maybe that's where this person went. It's like I remember a while back, there was a rumor that popped up out of nowhere that, what's her name? The singer, American Idol, she's a judge, Fireworks.
Oh, yeah, the hot one there.
What the hell is her name?
Yeah, I just lost it too. You just knocked it right out of my head.
The baby, you're a firework.
Yeah, the brunette, the hot one.
Yeah, anyway, there was a rumor that she was JonBenet Ramsey. Do you remember that? I don't know if you remember. This was like, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. That was a rumor. And it's like, Katy Perry, thank you, Julie and Raven. Yes. So there was a rumor that that's what happened to JonBenet Ramsey. And it's like, these rumors just pop up like, oh, well, she, look at the similarities, and the people start pulling in stuff to just fit it. And it's like, first of all, with this one in particular, I mean, with the JonBenet Ramsey, the only motivation I could see is, okay, you want to solve a murder, and that's fine. But with this one, it's like, it doesn't matter. Even if she were a trans woman, what if tomorrow she goes, yep, trans? Is that going to make your life any better? Is that going to affect everybody's life in any way?
I think it would make people happy because people, especially like Candace Owens, and I'm a little guilty of this too. And by the way, I'm starting to see some comments in the thing here. Ant loves his conspiracy theories.
There are conspiracy theories everywhere. I get it. They're fascinating sometimes, and but sometimes it's like with this, doesn't mean anything. So what? Even if it was true, like this is one. Like if it were true, it's nobody's business but her and her husband.
I disagree with you there because she's the first lady of the country. Once you enter into that public life,
she's a person. Doesn't matter what your sex is. That's the point.
No,
but it doesn't matter what you have in your underwear or what it doesn't matter. You're a person. That's your only qualification. That's
no, understandable, but like, I mean, it's like, when you become the leader and you're the leader's family, that opens yourself up to scrutiny.
Scrutiny, fine, but this isn't like a scandalous thing. It shouldn't be a scandalous thing.
The reason why I'm talking about it is because Candace Owens now is putting out like a series, like she's calling this like Becoming Brigitte, like an investigative like series, and every episode is racking up millions of views.
Yeah, it's like a juicy conspiracy. It's like, well, you say something, out of nowhere, out of left field. If we were to start a podcast called Donald Trump Used to Be a Woman, well, that would probably and we were at the,
I'd be so happy.
And we had as many viewers as Candace Owens, it would probably get millions of views as well. But that's the thing. It's just another outlandish thing. Like, where would something like this begin? You know what I mean? Like, what would I could see almost the story of someone coming up to go, oh, you think that this could be? It's like there's no. I feel like someone brought up an idea with her, and it was just like, yeah, let's see if that's anything. And it's like, no, it's nothing. All right, well, let's see what else we got. And it's like they just start bringing in stuff. You know what I mean? There's no steps to this one. I feel like it's just I have an idea. It's outlandish and it's out of nowhere. So let's make it a story.
Well, she's not the first one to bring it up. There was a freelance journalist who brought it up. In fact, last year, Brigitte won a libel case against this journalist who made the initial claim. But the fact that this rumor continues to persist, like even though Brigitte won, this rumor continues to persist. And the fact that Candace Owens is picking it again, it would be amazing. I don't put a lot of stock into Candace's journalistic integrity.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
However, it is a very bold move when a person of her stature is like, I am willing to put everything I have on the line for this. which is a
Yeah.
real big. I mean, I can't even remember the last time I felt that strongly about anything where I could be like, take it to the bank.
Yeah, but that doesn't say anything because look at Hannity or Tucker Carlson. They don't give a shit what they say. They could say the most outlandish bullshit, and it doesn't matter because people just eat it up, and it'll get them views and ratings and whatever, and they'll deal with whatever consequences later, and it doesn't matter right now.
Yeah, and again, I feel like because Frank and I are like debating this, it doesn't matter if she's trans. Like that's not the issue. It's the cover up that I think people become obsessed with. You know, I mean, I don't want to speak for Candace Owens, but the part that got me on this, and again, I don't know if any of this is true. I'm not claiming that this is true, but the fact that this rumor comes up, right? So this journalist says this thing. And then Brigitte sues the journalist, wins the libel case. Now Candace Owens picks it up and she's running with it. They have the photographs and all this stuff. It becomes one of those things where, you know, it's almost like the Obama birth certificate thing, right? Such a ludicrous thing, really stupid, dumb rumor, keeps going.
Ridiculous, yeah.
He shouldn't have to do it. But he's the president of the United States. So what does he do? He just releases the birth certificate. Here you go. And that was it. You know, I remember, I think, and that wasn't entirely it, to be totally fair. I think there was like a short birth certificate and then nobody believed it. So then they had to release the long birth certificate.
Which again, should never have even been an issue if it wasn't brought up by you-know-who. Right. And it wasn't a racist thing. Did he ever ask for any other president's birth certificate? No. But he couldn't believe that a black man became president. So it was, well, he must not have been born in this country. So it became this racist bullshit.
I mean, I don't even know if that was it as much as it was like they knew he was from Hawaii or family was from Hawaii and his father was from somewhere else. So they were just like, I think there was an in there besides his race that.
Yeah, but he didn't ask for that. He didn't ask for Bill Clinton's birth certificate. He didn't ask for W. Bush's birth certificate. What if he was born outside of the country? How would you know? I mean, unless you got a certificate. I mean, he didn't ask for anybody else. He didn't ask for Joe Biden's. He didn't ask for Hillary Clinton's.
So the reason why I bring that up, though, is because, you know, the accusations against her are, why is there no photos of you as a little girl in school? There's issues apparently with her school records, right? And there's like a couple, and then the brother is missing. So there's like a couple of different things where it's like,
her brother is missing.
Yeah, the Jean-Michel kid from the photograph.
Oh, I thought it was just some random missing kid.
Her brother, the family that she grew up in, she had a brother. And the brother is missing. And so they think that the brother became her. They're not sure at what age that happened or occurred or whatever the case was. But when you ask about it, it's just like this mystery of like, oh, the brother's missing. But I guess my thing is, you can end this all in 2 seconds by being like, here's my, seventh grade picture. Here's my, like, we all have them, right? Like, I mean, if you had to dig, you probably go to your mom or your dad or, whatever, go into the basement. You could dig up photos and be like, here I was in school. I was going to, here's my seventh grade picture. Here's my high school graduation, whatever it was. She had. Yeah, like I can't deny that I was at Frank's wedding. I can't deny that I walked down the aisle with a beautiful young lady. Apparently I did. It's there. It's in the photo.
We have documented proof, folks.
Yeah. Did Erin say that she has that on the fridge? Because I feel so bad for you if you have to stare at me every day.
It's an appetite suppressant. I go to the fridge, I see your picture, and I turn around and walk away.
I love it. I could see that. I could definitely see that. I should put a mirror on my fridge. Maybe
It works. It's
maybe
pretty
I'll lose
good.
a couple pounds that way. I'm gonna try
I'll make you a copy of this picture.
But anyway, I can produce documents that I went to grammar school and that I, why isn't she doing this? So I guess Candace Owens started kicking this up, and instead of them furnishing some of this information to her, they sent her like a cease and desist letter. Which, don't you find that to be a little strange? Like, I mean, I feel like in poker, if you have the nuts, right, which is the winning hand, the best hand possible, that nobody can beat you, you want to trap the other person and lay that shit down, like.
Or no, it's not always, because if you do and the other person folds, you're not required to show your hand. You muck it because they don't know what you have.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess I don't know because I don't know how this feels. But if somebody was like, "Aunt, I think you grew up a girl," I could just be like, "Here's here's fourth grade, here's eighth grade."
Or
here.
would you go to any of the like if some person said, "Hey, I think you were born a girl," would you go through all that trouble, or would you just ignore it?
If it grew to that level and I have nothing to hide, I probably would just put it out. Which is the thing that's got me hung up on this just a little bit. It's like, if you could squash this, you would. Why not just be like, here, assholes? Like again, was it fair that Obama had to do it? No, I kind of hated that he had to do it. But at the same time, when he did it, I was like, thank God we could just fucking move on from this already.
I get it, but it justifies the questioning. Like it brings, it makes it like okay for that to be a huge topic of conversation. In other words, everybody questioned Obama's birth certificate, and if he ignored it, never said a word about it, yeah, maybe it would keep going and going. But if he, the fact that, showing a birth certificate, fine, it squashed it. But he shouldn't have had to show his birth certificate. He should have to. Every president, I think, should probably, has to fill out, from going back from whenever. I'm sure there are requirements, of course, but he shouldn't have to prove to some asshole, I need to see your birth certificate. Yeah, you don't. You don't ask for anybody else's. You ask for mine. Is there any particular reason that you're asking for my birth certificate? I mean, what makes you ask for mine and not Hillary Clinton's or not anybody else's? It's blatantly racist, is what it is, because there's no other reason. It's just I'm gonna ask for Obama's birth. You're not even running against Obama, but you're gonna ask Obama for Obama's birth certificate. It's not like you're looking for dirt on someone. It's very blatant and obvious. It was like so ridiculous. It didn't make any sense. So there was only one reason he asked for it, and that's the reason, because he couldn't believe it. That a person of color would be the president legitimately. He questioned basically he was questioning the legitimacy of his presidency.
Why wouldn't he? The guy wore a cream suit, for Christ's sake, put the whole country in danger. I mean, do you remember that day?
I don't know how he ever got over that.
It was worse than 9/11, if you ask me. I don't know how he survived it. Back to Brigitte, though, there's been several publications that have come out and said that they found photographs of Brigitte taking her first Holy Communion, not to mention one of her playing in the garden of her home, as well as the photographs of her for her first wedding, taken with her late husband, a wealthy banker, Andrew Louis Ozieri. The weird part about it is, though, they found like every article says all this stuff, but nobody's actually like, here's the photo. So a little strange, but not entirely strange. The other weird piece to this is she met Emmanuel Macron in 1992. She was 39 at the time. She was married, mother of 3, teaching at a French Catholic school. Emmanuel Macron was 15 and a pupil in the same class as one of her daughters.
That's gross.
Their
That's not good.
24-year age gap still draws gasps to this day, except in France, where the allure of an older woman has long been celebrated.
They started dating while he was 15.
That's when she first met him.
When did they start? Uh,
I don't know. I don't know when their romance sparked up, but I kind of hope it was in the,
in the way later years.
No, for his sake, I was hoping it was then.
Oh my God, you're an ass.
I still think about one of our teachers, and I was, we had a flirty teacher. Not that I had a shot with her, but maybe some kids might have had a shot. I don't really know, but just the thought of hooking up with a teacher like that at our age. What was that show? Dawson's Creek. Remember the hockey kid?
Never saw it.
Oh my God!
Never watched a single episode of Dawson's Creek.
We were in high school when Dawson's Creek hit, and one of the main storylines of that first season was what's his name?
Aaron just yelled, Casey? Oh, Pacey.
Oh,
Pacey
Pacey's so fucking hot.
Pacey might have been his name. What? Casey? No, Pacey, I think was his
Pacey.
name.
Pacey. Can you hear me? Me?
I can. What was his name in the Mighty Ducks, though?
Conway? Charlie Conway?
Charlie Conway. He'll always be Charlie. Charlie Conway winds up banging the hot teacher in the fucking in the storyline. I was envious. I was never envious of a fictional character before in my life as much as I was Charlie Conway.
We had a hot teacher in our high school, male. Me and my friend liked him. And then guess what? He ended up marrying one of his students.
Creeper. See,
No.
this is sexist, but when it's the other way, it's so creepy and inappropriate.
It's creepy both ways.
It is.
It's not creepy. Oh, Mr. Glass. I don't know. I know he's listening. You
just
he's
name
listening.
him. Way to go.
I don't care.
We're gonna have to delete.
He knows it too. Me and my friend wrote something about him in our yearbook too.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to delete it. We don't have the funds to defend everything that Janine says on this.
No.
I mean, it's true.
We just don't have the budget for it. But
honestly,
you want to know? Wait, we want to know what we wrote in our yearbook.
What he wrote in your yearbook?
No, what me and my friend, sometimes you could write you could have messages printed to each other in the yearbook. And my friend wrote one to me about him, about how you could bounce a quarter off his ass.
I don't even get that. That phrase has been around for so long. I never understood that.
Oh, if you saw his ass, you'd understand it.
Is it that it's like muscly or?
You know what? All I know is that all the girls went wild for him.
Okay. All right. Young guy or old guy?
No, not old. I'd say he's in his 50s now.
Oh, so he was young at the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because you're talking about high school. You went to high school at least 30 years ago. You're so fucking old.
Fuck you. No, I didn't give a shit.
All right. So anyway, I have a feeling that this Brigitte Macron rumor, especially if it's being pumped by Candace Owens, is going to grow in stature over the course of the next couple of weeks and month, unless they release proof and evidence to the contrary. Because that's the only way they're going to start to shut this stuff down, is if they do that.
I just let them talk. Who cares? If I were me, I'd be like, yeah, well, say whatever you want. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Does it matter? And they'll say no. Then I'll say good. Or if it does, then it only matters to you, and who cares? I really don't care. That's one of those things, like, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah. I think again, like I said, once you become the first family of a country, people feel like they have the right to know more about you, which I don't think is unfair, especially like historical stuff. I think every president and first lady should post pictures of their genitals upon winning the election. I think that should be
okay.
That's a rule.
Yeah, it should be a new rule. You gotta
This
post
is the
pictures
first
of
penis.
this is the first penis and vagina, everybody. Or first penis and penis, or first vagina and vagina. You know, if
I mean, I
whatever.
get it.
hopefully we get there one day. I would love it. I would just love to know this is what's leading us right now. That's the dick and vagina that's in charge at the moment. I think that would be
We
helpful.
got a dick in charge at the moment. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, jeez.
I had to. You just lobbed it over the plate for me.
SNL 50, Frankie C. Did you watch it?
I saw clips. I didn't watch the as it was happening. I saw clips.
Interesting. The JSABs?
I would say I probably saw 75% of the show.
Live as it was happening?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. See, I would have reversed the two of you. I would have said JSABs would be the clip watcher and Frankie. Now let me ask you this, Frankie C.
Yes, sir.
Did you not watch because you were watching White Lotus season premiere?
No, didn't watch that yet.
Oh,
Gotta
interesting. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't like White Lotus. I think they do that releasing one every week thing. I can't stand that. That they gotta just release them all. I can't, we're beyond that now. I think. I used to think it was fun to be like, oh, every week got a new episode. Now it's like, let's go. Come on.
Now you just
Done.
hate it.
Yeah.
All right. SNL 50, I thought was spectacular. I don't know how you feel, J Sabs. I thought it was 3.5 hours. It started with Paul Simon and Sabrina Carpenter. There was such wonderful highlights from like Will Ferrell, and Anna Gasteyer was like such a star throughout the whole show. She was in a bunch of great sketches.
I love her.
Oh, she's so talented and sings and is funny, and I don't know why
She's got
she doesn't.
voice, man. I'm gonna tell you.
Right?
She really does.
She should have her own show.
I have to rewatch. That looked like a cat for a minute.
It was Dexter.
I thought Frank's dog learned how to jump rope.
Oh, hi,
Look at that little
puppy.
Look at that face.
I have to watch it again, but I thought it was, from what I saw, was pretty good. Anything with John Hamm in it, oh my God, what I would do to that man.
They love him. Comedic actors love John Hamm.
Mm-hmm.
You look at it, he's been in like his little part in Bridesmaids. Tina Fey loves him. Amy Poehler loves him.
Yeah, they all want
It's got that deadpan delivery.
He was in Curb. I know, Frank, you don't watch Curb, but he was in like a whole season of Curb, and he was brilliant. Like, funny people love John Hamm.
Yeah. He's been in a lot of animated stuff. He's done voice work.
Oh,
he's good.
God.
Yeah, so I thought most of the sketches were really funny. There was some misses. I thought Steve Martin was great. He had the opening monologue. I thought it was really funny. I'm with Robin. I thought Sandler kind of like stole the show. Like
that was great. That song.
His song I thought was so good, and Sandler just doing a song just felt like 1994 again a little bit. Like he would have a song almost every week on Weekend Update. And that's where the Hanukkah song came from.
Right.
He was just doing songs on Update that whole season. For a couple seasons there. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, I don't think anybody realized how big it was going to be last night and how many people were going to be there. All the stars were there.
Oh, everybody was in the audience. It was crazy.
How about Jack Nicholson, Nicholson, sorry, thank you. Jack Nicholson, who's gone into like seclusion, basically, just doesn't do public appearances anymore, showed up and was there and introduced Sandler.
I wonder how they got him there, I'm sure Adam Sandler probably made a call to him. I think they're friends.
Lots of blowjobs. Go ahead.
Or that.
You got to promise him blowjobs. I think that's true. But I think you're right, because Sandler and him did that movie together about when he was the therapist or whatever.
Anger management. Yeah.
Thank you. That was it. Yeah. Yeah, that was good. Kenan Thompson's great in the whole thing. How funny was Eddie Murphy's impression of...
Oh my God, that was really fucking funny.
What's his name?
I love him.
Some of that. What was it?
He was standing right next to him. How fucking old are we? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
God, back in my day when I used to remember Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan. Yeah.
Him doing fucking Tracy Morgan next to Tracy Morgan. Oh my God. It was
You know
so
what
good.
he did him pretty good.
He was
He's
great.
great. He was great at it. And then Eddie Murphy again in the Scared Straight sketch with Kenan Thompson, and then fucking Will Ferrell comes out and he's
I
wearing
know.
the shorts and everything. Oh my God.
Yeah, I got a lot to watch with this one. There's a lot I missed.
It was really, really great. I just tell you, the some of the musical performances were a miss for me. I didn't really get
Like from Saturday night or last night?
no from last night. The one Lil Wayne, I didn't
I'll tell you why
get.
they did. I'll tell you why.
Was it a makeup for the Super Bowl?
Yes.
That's what I thought too. I thought they just were like, "Hey, come do the SNL thing," since you didn't.
Because he should have been the performer for the Super Bowl. He should have been the performer. That's
Yeah,
where
Wasn't
it's from.
a lot of people said that, and I think he was not shy about saying it too. That he was upset that he wasn't
Right.
selected. Yeah, and I think he
I
was in the
don't know.
running too. Jay-Z, I don't know why he picked Kendrick, which is a weird choice too, because Kendrick had just done the one in LA with Dr. Dre. You know, especially
yeah.
when he used the whole thing as a the whole performance was just an excuse to make Drake feel like shit. So it was a really weird choice. It was a really, really weird choice. Sabrina Carpenter with Paul Simon, I think Robin, I'm not going to challenge him on that. She was like a little
Wait
off
a minute.
key.
Was she
My-
really?
A little.
My favorite part out of everything was Molly Shannon rubbing her ass on Bad Bunny's penis. I mean, I
Yeah.
would have done the same thing.
There was a
Gee.
Domingo sketch, and it was really funny because the kid who does Domingo, the other guy came out. Who's the guy? The guy of the moment there, the guy who's in The Last of Us, and
Oh yeah.
yes.
Hey, Pascal.
Pedro Pascal.
Oh
He was
my
there,
God.
and as Domingo's brother, and then Bad Bunny was the third brother, and yeah, Molly Shannon went right up to him, started grinding on his, and he looked a little weirded out by it. What didn't he, Janine? Like he didn't lean into it. He backed off of it a little bit. I think he was caught by surprise a little.
Yeah, I think that's what it was because, oof, my God.
And there were some people missing. Like I heard, like Dan Aykroyd wasn't there, right?
Dan Aykroyd wasn't there. Everybody made a big deal about Bill Hader not being there.
Where was he? He's also someone who I think is very cute.
He just said he had something scheduled that he couldn't get out of for a long time. I'm assuming he was doing a movie or something. And they couldn't get freed up. I would have loved to have seen Dan Aykroyd though.
Yeah.
Bill Murray showed. Oh, I'm sorry. Going back to the musical performances, I forget who. Oh, Miley Cyrus, who I love, and Brittany Howard, who I love, did Nothing Compares to You.
Yeah.
Which I thought stunk. I thought it was like, I'm like, why? With all the great musical performances on this show, I'm like, why am I watching this? I don't associate that song with that show.
I'll tell you why.
Well,
because she performed it on SNL a while back. I think after her controversy, something that happened. So after she performed it, I think
what's her name
became
performed
bigger.
Sinead O'Connor. Wasn't that the infamous Pope picture, right?
That's what it was, the ripping up the Pope picture.
So that was an iconic musical guest moment.
But Janine, you're saying she went back on the show after and did that song? Was that it?
No, I think that's why they did it because she died.
And she did die, yeah.
It was a Sinead O'Connor throwback. That's why. That was one of the most memorable musical moments from Saturday Night Live.
I guess so, but
one. I mean, what else? You got Ashley Simpson lip syncing. That was fun.
Yeah,
I should have did one of those songs.
That was great.
I mean, there's a bunch.
I thought it was great that they did the in memoriam for all the bits that don't really play anymore.
Right, that was funny.
That was hysterical.
Right.
That was really good.
Good.
Everybody was good. And you know what's funny? Conan was there. Didn't really get used. Larry David was there. Didn't really get used. Seinfeld
how long
was
was the
there.
show?
3.5 hours. Yeah, it was almost impossible. Which brings me to this point. They put Ryan Reynolds and his wife. They did a bit, and they did a joke about the sexual harassment thing, which I thought was so. I was like, why would they agree to that? They're in the middle of lawsuits, and now they're joking about it on the SNL special. I'm like, why would you do that? That seems really.
But everything's a joke, yeah. Why can't jokes be, make fun of everything? What's the problem?
I thought it was hilarious, but if I'm Ryan Reynolds or her, I wouldn't have done
Legalize comedy, will you?
I wouldn't have done it if I was them. And it's weird to go to them when you had so many people in the crowd that you could have done a bit with.
Topical thing. It made
sense.
It made sense for the writers of SNL to want to do that.
1,000,000%. Yeah, I don't know how or why they would have agreed to it. That doesn't make any sense.
But whatever, they did. They were just legalizing comedy. That's all.
That was it. They're just legalizing comedy. But overall, I got to tell you something. I watched the red carpet and I watched the whole thing all the way through, and I thought Paul McCartney, his voice isn't there as much as it used to be. But Paul McCartney closing that show with a musical performance was amazing. He was so he's still fucking great.
That's what I didn't see.
He's amazing.
It was so good. He did.
He's like 80 something. I mean, you could cut him a little slack if you want.
Yeah.
I know I don't understand how he still performs.
It's amazing. And all the bits there was one bit where they were going through New York over the decades of when SNL was there. The funniest part of that was David Spade was a part of it, and then eventually he just goes and sits down, and they were like, "Oh, we lost Spade," and they cut to a shot of Spade in the crowd. He's like, "No, I got the point."
You know what's funny? Yeah. So they didn't do like a dress rehearsal at all.
Is that right?
They practiced during the week, but didn't do a dress rehearsal. So I noticed if go back, you'll notice like a few things like.
Well, how do you coordinate with that many people? You have to. Right. That's tough to do. I mean, I'm sure they were planning all this stuff for longer than 1 week, but still, you have all these celebrities, and you're trying to do as many bits with as many of them as possible. I'm sure it's hard enough to get one celebrity to host for a week, to get all these people involved to do their own bit. It takes an incredible amount of coordinating and practice. So. I could see them just going, all right, just read this cue card and you'll be fine.
Well, what's her name? The two girls who talk like our mothers. Well, at least they talk like my mother.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Come here. Oh, look at you. Come here. Sit down. Talk to me. What do you do? What are you in? What movie you in? You could see that her hair kept going over her mic and her shirt. And so they dropped in a mic from top, but you could see the shadow of it. Did you see that?
Yeah, the boom mic. They brought a boom. You could see the boom mic coming in the shadow. Yeah.
Was this the coffee talk?
Yes.
It was, yeah. Sweater weather.
With Mike Myers?
And so they mixed Mike Myers. Yeah, Can We Talk? They mixed her into that.
That's a classic. That's a classic character.
You could see them tell her, like, move your hair out of the way. Like, they must have mouthed it. And because you could see for a split second, she looks over to the other side, and then she moves her hair out of the way, and then it was okay because it was it got a little bit staticky. Yeah, because her hair kept. I mean, God, so unprofessional. I don't know who does that.
It's a live show, folks. It's a live show. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, and they had to keep it together, which is not an easy thing to do. But I was watching the red carpet, and somebody came by to grab Will Ferrell. He was doing an interview, and somebody grabbed him like, "Oh, we need you to. We got to go over this bit." Like they were fixing the show, leading right up to the moment of the show. So it was true to every other Saturday night that they did, even though this was on a Sunday night.
That's got to be such a. I can't imagine the pressure of putting on an hour and a half show every week with a different guest. And just the writing and not just the writing of it, but then you have to like rehearse it. You only have 6 days to do it. Yeah. That's insane. Right.
I was watching this little like story they did on the cue card guy. And they were basically saying that every host comes in the same way. They're like, I'm not going to need the cue cards. Like, I'm going to memorize everything. And every host goes through the week, and then by Saturday the afternoon, they're like, thank God you're here, because there's so many changes and rewrites that they're doing up until the last second. It's impossible to memorize the fucking show.
Exactly. And plus, I'm actually a little surprised they're still using cue cards. I love it, but now it's not a screen.
Well, you know what the cue card guy said? He goes, you can't rely on technology. He goes, but we're not going to lose a fucking card. That's for sure.
Nice.
And it's true. But you know what he said, though? It was the same guy who's been doing it for like 35 years. He wore a tuxedo during the 40th anniversary and almost bust his head open because he was wearing the tuxedo shoes and they were slippery. So he kept falling. And I think he said at one point he fell and like dropped some of the cars and it was like a mess. So this time around he was wearing sneakers. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. I thought that was really funny.
That's got to be a nightmare, though. Sit there and write them all out. Ugh, I can't.
I really want to do Subway Takes, but I know we got to get. How long is the game that we have? Do we have an
What
estimated?
the hell is Subway Takes?
It's this new thing I'm obsessed with, J Sabs. I'm totally obsessed.
You want to save it? Get more obsessed?
We can save Subway Takes for another. I mean, I could do one out of the three. I got like 3 or 4 to go over. Let's do one.
Do one.
Let's do one. I'm gonna do one.
Go ahead.
All right. This is Subway Takes. This is Lil Mo Mozzarella. You guys know Lil Mo Mozzarella?
No.
Yes. Who doesn't?
Don't know who Lil Mo Mozzarella is?
I do not know who Lil Mo Mozzarella is.
He's like a influencer guy.
I think it's out of control. They want to get rid of Columbus Day. 100.
How you doing?
Yeah, he's the guy. How you doing? He's one of these guys. All right, so Frank, you know this, and I think you actually kind of share this sentiment. You don't really love the fucking Italian guys that do the whole. I don't really love it either. Lil Mo Mozzarella gets a pass from me. There's something about him. I don't know if it's his smile, his charm. I laugh at his material. I think he's funny. He's like a funny guy. He's trying to be a stand-up. He put a clip of him doing stand-up the other day. I was like, I don't want to squash an influence like somebody from reaching their potential. If that's his dream, I hope he goes after it. But I just like him when he's being himself. He's one of these guys that when he can just go outside with the camera on him and do some shit, edit it down to 90 seconds, and I'm laughing hysterical at the best.
That's like same exact thing, Vic Petito.
Yes. Yeah.
I love it. His online stuff is hysterical. I love his stuff. Big ticked off Vic, all that stuff. Good, hilarious.
Yeah. And
all right, let's see.
Not terribly original stuff, right? But you still find yourself.
But he makes it hilarious. He makes it funny.
Yeah. So
what is this guy?
So here's the guy Subway Takes, and this is the first one with Lil Mo Mozzarella. Take a listen to
So
this.
what's your take? I think it's out of control. They want to get rid of Columbus Day. 100%. Don't know. I think all Italian Americans think he was probably a scumbag. Do they? Yeah.
I think Italian Americans love Columbus.
No, we just like to have a holiday. Just give us a holiday. We didn't do nothing to nobody.
Bro, they love Christopher Columbus. I saw it on The Sopranos.
Dude, I Googled it. He was a scumbag. Look at Wikipedia. But don't take the whole day from us.
What did he do?
He pillaged and all that stuff.
You just want a holiday.
I think that's all we want.
That's all that Italians
Because if you know
want.
the story behind it, they gave us that holiday because they hung Italians in Louisiana.
So I love this for several reasons. One, because there is underlying truth behind all of this, right? Is that Columbus wasn't necessarily on the level a great human being, as nobody really was back then. There's truth in the fact that we just want a holiday, right? Like, I don't even know if we're in love with Columbus as much as we're in love with a holiday that Italian people can embrace, as I think all cultures kind of love having that.
Which fine, but I feel like if you said Columbus Day is now Italian American Day, I still think people wouldn't go for it.
People wouldn't go for it, and they address that, which I find really hilarious. But the other part of this that is true is there was a time where Italian Americans were not looked upon in a great light, and there was an incident down south where they were hanging people, and that is basically that's a short Cliff's Notes version of why we got Columbus Day to begin with. It was because there was a bad feeling about it. You got to, politicians need to win elections. There's big constituencies of Italian Americans in the country. They could pick up some votes by having a Columbus Day, and that's basically how we got to it. But it's important that there's a person who's a part of it. Listen to the rest of this conversation.
They did?
Yes. So they gave us a holiday to like shut us up. So now you take the holiday from us, so Italians got all crazy. But what I'm trying to say is, why not just pick another Italian American that's everybody likes?
Okay, so he brings up, why don't you just pick another Italian American that everybody likes? I will tell you who I thought of first. Who would you think of to be another Italian American that everybody likes?
Italian American everybody likes. I'm trying to think. I mean, there are plenty that I like, but I better pick someone that everybody likes.
I wouldn't say plenty, but okay.
Pacino?
Comedian?
Pacino's interesting. Okay, that's your first thought. J Sabs, the first person you think of if we had to have another Italian American step in for Columbus.
I'm thinking of a comedian right away.
You're thinking comedian. Well, Neil's thinking Rocky, who's a fictitious character, first of all. And Misfit's right behind him. Let's try and stick to somebody who actually existed in real life. Although I do appreciate it. And Rocky is wonderful Italian American, but yes.
Columbo.
Change Columbus to Columbo.
We can save a lot of the old banners. Just switch the
Sure.
us to O. I get it. I see that.
Let me just ask you one more question. You gotta get the eyes going now.
That's pretty good, Frank. First person I thought of, and I'm surprised nobody said it.
Giuliani.
Frank Sinatra.
Mario from Mario and Luigi.
Oh, no. Sinatra's good. Sinatra's a good one.
Excuse me. Mario from Super Mario.
Yeah, Frank Sinatra is who I thought of, and that's what they said. I think if you changed Columbus Day to Frank Sinatra Day tomorrow, not one person would complain. Every Italian American would be like, all right. And everybody who hates Columbus would be totally thrilled and happy too.
I'd be fine with it, but you'd get some assholes that are like, "Oh, you're trying to erase history." So
I think that would fade away as soon as you put on Summerwind. As soon as you just play Summerwind after the decision gets made, and everybody
a little bit.
No thanks, I'm good.
Like, I hate that we're erasing history here, but it's fucking good. He's fucking good. This Summerwind is good. It's good. Yeah.
How about George Costanza? Was he? Can't stand your day.
All right, I think that's an interesting take. That to me is interesting. If you got rid of Columbus Day, but just replace it with another Italian American human being,
I'm fine with that.
I think you would be okay.
Yeah, Columbus sucks. Get someone else in there.
All right, more.
Whoa, Frank, Columbus sucks? Oh, look at your Italian history, your Italian heritage.
He's an Italian.
Not very proud of Columbus, I can tell you that.
Since when?
In this house, Columbus is a saint.
He is. Okay. No, he sucked. He killed a bunch of people. He stole from them, and no good. He was a dick.
Did you know though that Columbus was born a woman and he was the first transgender explorer?
See that shouldn't matter.
I'm just saying, I know you like those things, so I was just trying to help you out with your argument there. Aaron C is here. We're going to do more Subway takes because the next couple are just as fascinating to me. Did you find that fascinating, or was that boring to you?
I'm in.
Yeah. No, I'm asking you, Aaron.
Yeah, fascinating. I like them.
I thought
a thing.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting take on there really is a way to solve this Columbus Day thing by just picking an Italian American that everybody loves.
I'm in.
I thought everybody was. What'd you say?
Maybe we should pick the Subway guys.
A little more mozzarella. I think everybody would appreciate a little more mozzarella day. That would be a thing.
I'm in.
All right, Aaron C. We got a Monday game. I'm very excited about this.
Yeah. First of all, Jay, you staying? She's gone?
I have to see if this kid's gonna go to sleep or not.
Oh, okay. It's
by kid I mean Gaetano. Go ahead.
You want to play same teams? We're playing Frank.
Yes. Are we doing tic-tac-toe again?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'm ready.
Same teams?
Yeah, same teams.
So
Okay.
Anthony and J Sabs versus me.
If I have to go, I'm just gonna go, and Anthony, you could just lose by yourself.
That's exactly what
Very
happened last
fair.
time.
Very magnanimous. Okay. Well, Frank went first last time, but this time I think we'll start with yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good point.
Yeah. Losers first.
Okay. So this is President's Day facts and trivia. I'm going to give you 3 choices. And the last thing is it does not contain the last 4 men who were president. So none of that.
Good call.
Okay.
Okay. So Ant and J Sabs. The Baby Ruth candy bar was named after which president's daughter? Oh, by the way, if you want to look at the chat, that's fine. But please, people, no Googling.
Okay.
But if you know it, you know it. But if you don't know it, please don't look it up because then it's not as fun. Thank you. All right. So the Baby Ruth candy bar was named after which president's daughter? A. Grover Cleveland. B. Rutherford Hayes. C. Millard Fillmore.
Fucking love a Millard Fillmore mention. I feel like you're doing America's work right now, Aaron. Let's just recognize that.
I
Someone
have
had to.
absolutely no clue.
Yeah, I thought it was named after the baseball player, so we're in a world of trouble right now.
Ah, nice mug.
What is that? A coffee for all? That's cool.
Yeah. Little
That's-
medallion for you.
That's funny. That's very telling that on Friday you're drinking a beer and on Monday you're drinking a coffee.
There is no coffee in that. It's just a mug.
Oh, okay.
It's Scotch.
All right. Let's see here.
Wait, I have a quick question because I don't know how you, Anthony, and you, Aaron, could do this. How can you drink water out of a mug? I don't
Oh, I love it.
know.
It's Scotch.
It's
Oh.
Scotch, first of all, for her. Yeah, I love water out of a mug. It makes me feel like I'm on the Tonight Show.
I can't even. Oh my God, fam! When are you gonna give it up already with your dreams?
Oh, every time I take if I take a sip of water from a cup, I put it down and I go, it's a really interesting fact. I have a story for that, and I just go into a little.
Shuffles his his little cards and notes.
How? How? I don't even know.
He points to an empty corner of his room where his band would be. Take it away, Johnny and the Tone Monkey. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Give me the 3 choices again, there, Aaron.
Grover Cleveland, Rutherford B. Hayes, Millard Fillmore.
Do Rutherford B. Hayes, that one.
I was gonna say I think it's one of the first 2. I don't think it's Millard Fillmore.
That
don't
sounds
think
like a
it's Fillmore?
dirty. That sounds like a dirty name. Like, you know how it's like Seymour Butts.
Yeah. I met this woman once when I was in New Mexico, and it was about 3:00 in the morning, and she gave me a Millard Fillmore. It was a night I'll never forget.
Oh, B. Hayes.
And she screamed, "Fill more, fill me more."
That's only the first question. Can we calm down?
I'm sticking with J Sabs. I'm going with the person she just said.
Rutherford B.
B.
Hayes?
Yeah, B. Yeah.
Alexa?
Yes.
No, it's Grover Cleveland. Ruth Cleveland was.
Oh,
Very
shucks.
different
How did
flavor.
I not know that?
God damn it. All right. Go ahead. Next question.
Okay.
My
Freddie,
turn.
for you. Okay. All presidents before this one were British subjects. John Quincy Adams, Martin Van Buren, Zachary Taylor, not Tyler. Zachary Taylor.
I think Zachary Tyler was on the
Van Buren. VA.
Van Buren boys.
Van Buren.
Zachary Tyler was on Tool Time, I believe.
I think you're right.
But not
Yeah.
him. Although he was a British subject.
If this was Tool Time, Tic Tac Toe, I'd be fucking killing you right now, Frank.
All right, so should I go with the Van B boys? I'll go Van B boys. Number 8. Martin Van Buren.
Final answer?
Yes.
Yes, you're right. Martin Van Buren was the first president that was not a British subject at one point in his life.
Hell yeah. I'll take that center square, please.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
So I keep going, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
How many presidents have been named James? A, 7, B, 4, C, 6.
4, 6, or 7. Let's see. James Madison, James Franco. That's not right.
James Tyler.
James Madison. James. I'll say 4.
Final answer?
Final answer.
No, 6.
Oh.
James Madison, James Monroe, James Polk, James Buchanan, James Garfield, and James Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Garfield.
The president we just
Jimmy
launched, Frankie. See, damn.
I got all right. So 6. Okay.
All right, here we go, Jay Sabs. We're running the fucking table now.
Okay, guys. Which state produced the most vice presidents?
Oh, fuck.
A, Virginia, B, Massachusetts, C, New York.
Oh, damn it. That's good. Oh, that's really, really tough.
I know nothing about history and presidents, so
You think he does? This is literally a 100% guess.
I'm going to go with Virginia because it sounds like vagina.
Although I'm going to argue with the logic, it's not a bad answer. I don't think it's New York.
You can't spell Massachusetts without ass.
That's true.
I'm the one drinking scotch, and you guys are dirty as ever. All right, I'll give you a hint. The winner, the one who it is, the state produced 8 vice presidents.
Shit.
But I didn't list them because you list them and they don't.
Yeah, right.
You don't know them. It's like, oh, cool.
You've got this. You got this, Aunt.
This is really tough because thanks, Jay Sabs. There goes Jay Sabs. It's tough because John Adams is the first. He's from Massachusetts.
Very good.
You got some guesses in the chat here. Rhonda and Robin say Massachusetts. Neil Taylor says Virginia. Neil Taylor, which president was he? I feel like Neil Taylor was a president.
That's true.
Doesn't he sound like he should have been a president?
Right after Neil Tyler.
It was Rutherford B. Hayes, then Neil Taylor.
Yeah. I feel like the most presidents came from the state of Virginia, but vice presidents, damn it. I'm going to say, boy, Massachusetts is intriguing. I can't think of another one, though, from Massachusetts.
Can you think of any from anywhere except for John Adams?
That's why I'm thinking this has to do with it all being those first 30, first 20 presidencies, 10, 15 presidencies were probably it. I want to say Lincoln's, because Lincoln had 2. I feel like I'm going to say Massachusetts.
Final answer.
I don't like the look you just gave, Aaron.
Oh, I'm sorry. Final answer?
Yes.
Okay, no, it's New York. It's our state.
All right, then I was
It's very surprising, but it is New York. They produced 8, and again, I'm not listing them.
Okay.
Very good.
Frank.
Yes.
The first president to talk on the phone was blank, and he spoke to Alexander Graham Bell himself, who was 13 miles away at the time. Was it Chester A. Arthur, James A. Garfield, or Rutherford B. Hayes?
Damn it, with Garfield and Hayes again.
Oh yeah, you're right. But I haven't done Garfield yet. Did I?
Oh, Garfield was
James.
Another James, yeah. Okay, so it's Garfield, Hayes, or Chester A. Arthur?
Yeah, very good.
We all know Antonio Meucci invented the telephone, though, by the way. Also a fact you could back up from The Sopranos.
And the subway guys probably are getting on that soon.
Let's see. Chester A. Arthur was the 21st president.
Did you just know that?
No, he knows it from a movie quote. There's a movie quote associated with that, or TV.
You know that from a movie, yeah. Let's see. So when would that have been? I'll say Chester A. Arthur.
Final answer.
Final answer.
No, it's Rutherford B. Hayes.
Oh, Rutherford B. Hayes.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I was running this quiz by. This is not funny. I just realized. Sorry. I was running this quiz by the girl in the picture that you showed, and when I did it by her, I didn't have the right answer. So thanks, Lish. I said I had 3 answers and none of them were Rutherford B. Hayes. So, but it is Rutherford B. Hayes. Okay, sorry. Okay,
Nice.
back to Ant. Are J Sabs, you still here?
No, she's
No,
gone.
she's got
Okay, so just for Ant, this is a personal question of something that happened to me. Okay, so
You
when
went to
I
high
was in-
school with Rutherford B. Hayes.
I did. He was so nice. Okay, but when I was in 7th grade, I had a teacher who kind of looked like John Hamm. So it's kind of funny that you were talking about him before.
Hmm.
And he said we could write a paper on the 10 best presidents or the 10 worst presidents. But if we wrote on the 10 best presidents, if it didn't have this president, we could not get higher than a B. Which president
Interesting.
do you think he said? Was it? I don't know why I can't find this question. All right. Was it Abraham Lincoln? Was it Thomas Jefferson? Was it Calvin Coolidge? Oh, I'm sorry. Or was it James K. Polk?
Jefferson, Polk, or Lincoln?
Lincoln.
All right. I have a question before I answer.
Okay.
Were you sexually attracted to this teacher?
It's funny you should say that because all the girls thought he was cute because he was one of those like right after college he taught. So he wasn't that old. Like he was so young and he was cute. But I gotta say, I didn't think he was cute. And it was just a strange thing because, you know, like when it's like peer pressure, it's like, should I don't know.
I've had that where you're like, why am I not attracted to this person that everybody else is falling all over? Yeah.
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 But I talked about this with Frank. Like I never liked like friends' dads or dads' friends or teachers. Like I always liked boys my age. So
See, I feel like I missed the boat on Sydney Sweeney. Like everybody fucking is falling all over her. I'm like, well, not really my cup of tea. Anyway, I have a hard time. I feel like this is a tough question, first of all. So I'm going to play the rest of this game under protest because I feel like Frank's getting all the easy questions.
okay. All right. Sorry. Okay.
Yes, I'm saying that just purely hedging the fact that I'm probably going to lose. I'm going to have a hard time thinking this teacher, this educator could say that about anybody else but Abraham Lincoln. Jefferson, although he wrote the Declaration of Independence and influenced the Constitution a lot too, wasn't necessarily the greatest president. Didn't have the most successful presidency. Polk is an interesting one because that might be the kind of a thing a dickhead teacher would say. You know, like, gotta fucking include Polk, you know, because what the fuck did Polk do? If there was anybody else answering me the question, I'd answer Lincoln with confidence. Did you respect this teacher, even though you didn't want to sleep with him? Okay, then I'm going to say Abraham Lincoln.
Sorry.
It was Polk, wasn't it?
It was Polk. He was a Polkophile.
Okay, I knew it. I fucking asshole teacher. Damn it, Kyle. What kind of a fucking loser was this John Hamm lookalike piece of shit? Cost me the goddamn game.
Jeez.
All right, go ahead. Next question.
All right, Frank. I'm trying to give you the hardest one since this one's under.
Oh no! Don't let him influence the judge here. Don't let his protests make you change the way you're doing your game.
I don't want to influence. I'm just saying you're getting all the calls. All the calls are going your way right now.
I got one question right. You got 0. So let's. I mean, they've not been. They've been equally tough, I think.
Nah.
All right,
Okay. Which first lady was the first to initiate Halloween decorations be hung in the White House? A. Pat Nixon, B. Mamie Eisenhower, C. Jacqueline Kennedy.
Mamie Eisenhower. I think that's. I'm fairly certain on that.
I disagree.
What would you say?
I was going to say Jackie.
Okay, Frank, is Mamie your final answer?
Mamie's my final answer.
Yes. How did you know that?
I don't know. I think I recall it from a while, but I don't know why. I feel like it was a fact that I learned a while back, or we may have discussed it at some point. I don't remember, but a while back, I think I remember hearing about it.
Pick a square.
I'll go top right.
All right. Okay, we're following up still with Frank.
This could be a shutout. This could be a shutout.
Okay.
Here we
So
go for the win.
there was a president where there was allegations that he fathered a child out of wedlock,
Bill Clinton. Sorry.
which inspired the jibe.
With what?
Hey, ready? I'm singing.
Oh.
Hey, Ma, where's my pa? He's in the White House. Ha, ha, ha. Which president inspired this jibe? James Buchanan, Grover Cleveland, or William McKinley?
I'll say Buchanan.
Final answer.
Yes.
I was going to
No,
say
it's Grover
McKinley.
Cleveland.
Oh,
And I didn't want to do a Cleveland double, but I thought it was cool that he had that jibe and that his daughter was named Ruth.
Oh, Cleveland.
Nice.
Oh, that's nasty.
All
My Cleveland.
right, Aaron, for the block. Here I
For
come.
the block. Who was the most recent man to become president who did not have a college degree? A. Calvin Coolidge. B. Harry Truman. C. Herbert Hoover.
Fuck, I have no idea. The latest president to not have a college degree. Coolidge, Hoover, and who?
Truman.
I'm going to say Coolidge.
Final answer?
Yes.
Sorry, it's Harry Truman. He's the first person that we didn't start the fire, and he's the last one not to have a college degree.
Wow.
Shit. Oh my God. Look, everybody knew that. Oh my God. Everybody knew it was true.
And
Everybody
jamming
knew.
it down your throat.
Oh my God. What an embarrassment. But Aaron said don't use the chat. So,
No, I didn't say that. I said they can't Google it.
oh, you did.
Right.
Say, shit. See,
You
I'm
can
too
use the
honest.
chat.
All right. Fuck. All right. Get it. It's Frank's turn.
Okay,
the win.
Frank, for the win. Okay. Which was the first president to be born outside of the 13 original colonies? A.
Oh,
Andrew Johnson. B. Abraham Lincoln. C. Franklin Pierce.
oh boy. I'll say Abraham Lincoln.
Final answer.
No. Pierce, Andrew Johnson, or Lincoln. Yeah, Lincoln.
All right, you won.
Damn it. Like, because it's Chicago. I did. That was. Oh my God. I'm so embarrassed.
I'll take the top left. No, I'm kidding.
You want to hear the other ones? There's only like 3.
I was going to say, you got 3. Yeah. I want to run this out. I run these questions out.
All right. Okay. Fam, if you get all, Ann, if you get all 3, it's a tie.
No, I love it. I love it.
Oh,
Actually, 4. You got to do 4. Sorry.
All right. Good.
One is, okay, now Ulysses S. Grant, he didn't like his name, so he made his middle name Ulysses his first name and made up the S. So he originally had another first name and then Ulysses Grant. Were his original initials Hug, Pug, or Bug? HUG, PUG, or BUG?
I would say hug.
Final answer.
Yes.
Yes, his original name was Hiram Ulysses Grant, and he hated it. So when he enlisted in the military, he changed his name.
Nice.
Back then, they have a lot of fact checking. So
you see, and nobody cared. Right? That's his business, and who cares?
You can't have a military leader hug out there hugging everybody. You know,
Right.
It works that way.
Yeah,
Very
that doesn't work. All right. What's the other ones? Everybody's saying pug in the bug and pug are we're in
No.
the chat.
I know.
it was Hiram. Okay,
All right.
how many presidents went by their middle names? A, 3, B, none, 3, 1. Sorry to make that so confusing. I should do A, B, and I did A, B, and 3. Like
3.
alone. All right. A, 3, B, none, C, 1.
So 3, 0, or 1.
Thanks, hon.
No problem.
To be fair, you've taken a couple of sips out of that mug, so it's okay.
Went by their middle name.
Went by their middle name.
Well, we already know it's at least one.
Right. Ulysses, right? So we know that one.
Wait. Yeah. Wait. They don't count that one for some reason.
Oh, maybe he'd legally changed his name?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
okay. So then it would be, so it's either 0 or 3. Who would be 3? I don't even know. Well, does John Quincy count? Is that?
No, they didn't call him Quince.
Yeah, so they would go just by their
middle name.
middle name, last name.
The name that you know them by is their middle.
Mm.
Can I guess, or is this all for Anthony?
Oh, sorry. No, you can't guess, hon.
Okay.
You can guess after him.
Okay.
Yeah, he gets after me. I'm going to say 0. I don't think that anybody went by a middle name. I feel like 3 is more plausible, but I'm going to say 0.
Final answer?
Yes.
I'll say 0 too.
It was 3.
It
was 3?
Yeah.
Who?
Well, my next question is, which one of these, I'll tell you after, which one of these 3 did not go by their middle name? Woodrow Wilson, Dwight Eisenhower, or Gerald Ford?
Oh, I think I know this one.
Oh, God. Woodrow Wilson, Dwight Eisenhower, or Gerald Ford?
Mm-hmm.
Which one didn't go by their middle name?
Correct.
I have to say
I think I know that.
Eisenhower, because his name was Dwight D. Eisenhower, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Final answer?
Eisenhower is my final answer.
Give me 1 second. I don't want
Yeah, that's good. Gerald Ford. Gerald, I don't think was his real name.
all messed up. I'm sorry, this is all messed up because
It's okay.
all right. Originally, he was David Dwight Eisenhower, but he did change it to Dwight David Eisenhower. So that's the same rules as Ulysses Grant. So now I'm all messed up. The point is, okay, these were the ones that went by their middle names.
Okay, shoot.
Stephen Grover Cleveland, Thomas Woodrow Wilson, and David Dwight Eisenhower. But considering that he legally switched them, that messes everything up. And Gerald Ford was born Leslie Lynch King Jr. and changed everything about his name to Gerald Rudolph Ford Jr., which is bizarre to me.
How could you change your name and still call yourself Junior?
That's something for another show because I couldn't figure it out myself.
Wait, what was his original name? Leslie King Jr.?
Leslie Lynch King Jr. And now he's Gerald Rudolph Ford Jr.
That's a way better name than Gerald Ford.
I don't know, man. Why would you change your name to Grover
I don't know. That's fucked up too.
instead of Steve Cleveland? Either Grover Cleveland? No.
I feel like if you're Steve Cleveland, you just got to call that person Steveland and get over it.
Steveland's pretty good. President Steveland.
Steveland.
He was trying to avoid that, probably.
Yeah, probably.
All right, the last one. Which president had a raccoon named Rebecca? And I'm not
Apologies by the way to anybody who's legitimately named Grover out there.
anybody who's named Leslie, Lynch, Grover, Rudolph, or Gerald. Apologies. Or Dwight.
All around.
Leslie.
So what was the question?
I knew a Leslie who was a guy. That's a tough name. He got beat up a lot. He was like a tough dude.
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen. Yeah. Wasn't there somebody in the Hamilton cast that was Leslie? Not Lamar.
Yep.
Who was it?
Leslie Odom Jr.
Leslie Odom. Yeah, I always want to say Lamar Odom, but that's the basketball player. Leslie Odom Jr. Yes, that's right. Yeah. And he's good too. All right. Anyway, sorry. What was the question?
I'm not giving you choices. Whoever guesses first wins. Which president had a raccoon named Rebecca?
Rebecca the raccoon. Well, it wasn't Paul McCartney. His was Rocky the raccoon. I'm pretty sure.
raccoon.
Rebecca. What president had a fucking raccoon? Again, am I safe to assume this was like one of the first 12 or 13? No, then it's even more fucking embarrassing then. Okay. What a raccoon. Was it Roosevelt?
No, it's a good guess though.
I'll say Eisenhower.
No, back to Anthony.
Yeah, Eisenhower was gonna be a guess of mine too. That felt like who had a fucking raccoon? What weirdo would have a raccoon?
Just throw out a name. We have no idea.
I'm gonna say Bush Senior.
No,
Okay,
I'll say Gerald Ford.
no. I'll give you a hint. They're illiterate. They have the same first and last initial for their.
Herbert Hoover.
No.
Good guess.
Excellent.
I'll go with. Oh my god!
The alliteration thing fucked him up. He can't think of it.
I can't think of it. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some alliteration.
I have two more guesses right off the bat. I could guess.
Do it.
Pass. Clock them. 3.
Go.
No, give me 10 seconds.
10.
No,
9.
I want to see another tie.
8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. I'm so glad you answered 10 seconds. All right, I'm gonna guess Ronald Reagan.
No.
Okay.
Good guess.
I'm putting Frank back on the clock then for another 10 because I got another.
But the counting is distracting me.
I know. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. Calvin Coolidge.
Yeah.
Nice.
You got it.
Way to go.
She said Calvin Coolidge too in like 4 of the questions. I feel like the answer was Calvin Coolidge.
All right, shut up.
Happy President's Day, guys. Another game on Friday, a lot more coherent than this one.
Okay, let's not shit on the president thing. I got really excited about this. I thought I would have done
This was a good one.
Yeah, but I love president trivia. I fucking love that shit.
Yeah,
All
good
right,
stuff.
One more for you. One more. Not for points, just for the fun of it.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay, so Millard Fillmore, again, I don't know why I kept going back to the same wells. I didn't have much time for this one. Was the first president to what? A, be one of the 7 to be born in Ohio. B, have a stepmother. C, be born in the 19th century.
Ooh.
First of the 7 to be born in Ohio, have a stepmother, be born in the 19th century.
Feels like
I'll say 19th century.
I'll say Ohio.
Oh, you're both wrong. Damn, I want to go, but I can't. So good night. Have a stepmother.
Stepmom. We got stepmommed. Damn.
I got stepmomed.
All right.
Great job, man.
That was a good one. I'm embarrassed though. I watch way too much History Channel. I should have gotten a lot more of those right. That was really.
They were tough. Those are tough ones.
Yeah, they always are.
Who knew Calvin Coolidge had a raccoon?
I know. Named Rebecca.
Rebecca the raccoon.
Do you think when you walked in the Oval Office, he was like, "Did you say hi to Rebecca?"
It just jumped and you. Oh shit! Get up.
Yeah.
The first raccoon.
I wonder if the Secret Service took out Rebecca. That's what I'm wondering.
Maybe. I mean, did he ever walk around, like do? I don't know if they did press conferences, but you think he ever had him like behind the podium with him?
That would be amazing. You know what's funny about presidents too, and like I just said, Secret Service. Every like security measure that a president has came after something went tragically wrong. Like,
Oh yeah.
You know, like the Secret Service, for instance, started protecting the president. I believe after Lincoln. I believe that's how that started.
Well, I feel like he had. Did he have Secret Service? And they just weren't as.
The
Whatever.
president had a security guard, but it wasn't.
But it wasn't the Secret Service. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. So.
All
All right. There
right.
you go. Pick up Oval. Aaron C did another masterful job. A double game week, Frankie C. That's what we got ahead of us.
Amazing.
Come back. We'll see you Wednesday.
Potato salad.
Game again on Friday.
Maybe we should go now. God.
Enjoy that Taco Tuesday, everybody.